Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of your market update. I'm Stephen Ho from the Mister Sauga real estate team, and this is your August market update. So what happened in August? The real estate market's been on fire. Not sure if you've heard, but it's been going since July, because ultimately what's happened is all the activity that's supposed to happen during our normal spring market has now been delayed into the summer months. So let's take a look at some of the numbers of what's really going on, because sales are up 43%. Price is up 20%. Days on market is down 32%. New listings are up 56%, and active listings are up 5%. But what does this all mean? Ultimately, it's still the months of inventory that tells us how fast the market is consuming new listings. And we are at 1.5 months of inventory. This is still a seller's market. So what's really happened is that there's a little bit of pent-up demand. Why is everybody coming out now? I mean, the spring market's typically from March till June, and that coincided directly with the lockdown for the pandemic. And now everybody has saved up a little bit of money. They're working from home. No one's traveling. No one's really going out to spend money. So everyone's got a little bit more disposable income. Interest rates are still really low. People don't need to walk to work or be in commuting distance. So they might need a little bit more space. They might need a home office. They might need a little bit of yard or a little bit of green space. So people's needs have changed a bit. It's interesting to see the different subsegments. What are people buying right now, and what are people kind of shying away from? And where are the opportunities in this market? So let's take a look at the numbers for Mississauga. Overall, the months of inventory is pretty much the same as the GTA. But the breakdown of the different subsegments, condos are leading the way for the highest months of inventory. Condos is at 2.5 months of inventory, which is the longest out of all the different subsegments. So this is telling us that there's not that much demand for condos right now. This is probably because of the lack of immigration right now. The border is closed. There's no Airbnbs really going on right now. And honestly, rental rates have dropped also because of that. And when you look at those numbers, that there's probably less demand for condos right now. But if you think about it, this is probably the biggest opportunity right now if you're thinking of investing. Now, this might be more of a long-term plan because rental rates have dropped significantly because of the pandemic. There's a lot of inventory in the market and not enough demand right now in that segment. But if you look in the long term, if Canada's border, is it going to open up again? Are people going to come back out? In the long run, this is probably going to be a good investment. But right now, you can get in for a price that you probably could not find pre-pandemic. To give you some perspective of how the condo is compared to the other subsegments, townhomes and semis are at 0.71 months of inventory. So they are selling out before the end of the month. Whereas condos, they're taking about 2.5 months to sell, if you look at it that way. The detached market is on par with the GTA average at 1.5 months of inventory. Now, keep in mind, this is all still in a seller's market. A neutral market is around 5 to 6 months of inventory. So even though the condo is the slowest, it is still in a seller's market. So keep that in mind, but this is where you can find the little opportunities between the different markets. If you want to know how you can spot a buyer's market, check out our last video. And if you want to have a discussion, want to know what's going on, where the opportunities are for you and your family, if you want to discuss it, we're here to help. Hit us up, send us a message. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, we'll see you next time.